testing 1, 2.
How'd you like it? I heard they're still.
Tonight's starters for the Purple Raiders. At left tackle, number 6 for the Raiders. Guard, number 29, Mike. Right tackle, number 66, Max Craig.
Yeah, I was supposed to do basketball. And I couldn't get.
Wide receiver, number 6, Wayne Jr. Wide receiver, number 9, Jaden Manning. Wide receiver, number 8, Gary Colby Jr. And tight end, number 88, Jared Red.
Well, she's.
Marietta on offense, left tackle, number 7, Assistant Joe Rutherford. At left guard, number 68, Sam Thomas. At center, number 52, Assistant Patrick. Right tackle, number 54, Jack Wallace. Tight end, number 8, David Chipshaw. Wide receivers, number 13, Austin Pete. Number 2, Wayne Hickman. Number 22, Logan. The defense, number 8. Defensive end, number 10, Defensive tackle number 88, Bandit number 32, linebacker number 16, Mason McMillan, number 41, Tyson Gilbert, strong safety number 9, Jesse Hale, second safety number 4, Giovanni Carino, and the corners number 14, Malik Britt, number 5, Derek Brown.
I'm dating Troy. Oh, okay. And Troy is yeah. And what okay.
We mentioned the preparation. Next week, protocol. Next week, has been canceled. gentlemen, you may stand if you would and join us singing and playing the Mount Union alma mater.
Trying to trick you. Thought you were doing the national anthem.
Thank
weather may still be a little cold, but head coach Jeff Dart and his Purple Raiders are red hot this spring. The Raider offense has racked up almost 600 yards per game while averaging over 51 points a game. The passing attack has rung up 13 touchdowns in just 2 games. Not to be outdone, the defense has been making big plays of its own. Purple Raider defenders are holding opponents to 61 yards rushing and averaging 3 turnovers per game. The Raiders are ready to heat things up against Marietta. Next.
Stuff him. Oh, the ball's loose. And Danny Robinson ends up with it. He cuts back. It's a foot race, and he's gone. And he is in the open, and that's a Mount Union touchdown. From Mount Union Stadium in Alliance, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ohio Athletic Conference football. The 1-1 Marietta Pioneers against the 2-0 Mount Union Purple Raiders. I'm Jeff Shreve along with Harry Paytas, and it is spring, and it is an odd season to say the least, but Mount Union's first-year head coach Jeff Dart at 2-0 has got to be thrilled with his offense, Harry.
Well, no doubt about it. I mean, they put 51 points on the board against the Muskies, 52 against John Carroll. Jeff Dart was an offensive lineman himself, so the mentality is definitely offense. That's not to say that the defense isn't strong as well, but nonetheless, they have been very, very impressive on offense. And they've got some players that have proven that with the quarterback. Let's start with him, Braxton Plunk. He's thrown 13 touchdowns without an interception in those first 2 games, and he's got a whole bevy of receivers led by Wayne Ruby, who's got 16 catches. And again, or I should say 16 catches just against John Carroll, and he has been a primary target for this Raider offense. And what can you say? That's just been very impressive in first 2 games for Mount Union.
Certainly a challenge for Andy Waddle and his troops over on the Marietta sideline. They're a defensive-oriented team. They sacked the quarterback quite a bit in their first 2 games, and they've got quite a number of challenges today.
Well, they do. And Andy Waddle is a Wittenberg guy. He came from Wittenberg, having coached there, and he's in his 8th season at Marietta. And you can see the Pioneers just edging up a little bit better and better in the standings, and that's because of the defense. And this defense is led by Vic Giovengo, who is their leading tackler. And they also have Drake Newberger, who has gotten 4 sacks in their first 2 games. And they're 1-1. They beat BW, which is quite an accomplishment, as Purple Raider fans all know. And so they're pretty impressive coming into this game against Mount Union with a very strong defense. They have 10 sacks as a team.
It'll be a test for the Marietta defense against the top offense in the OAC. Mount Union and Marietta coming up next.
Time to make your disappointing breakfast your X-Fist, because Wendy's has your new breakfast love. With a fresh cracked egg on every sandwich and crispy oven-baked bacon, you'll be telling everybody about the new breakfast you're seeing at Wendy's. Hurry in for the breakfast of your dreams today. Wendy's new jalapeno popper chicken sandwich and salad prove Wendy's goes all in on flavor. Unlike...
We put a bun inside the sandwich. Bun, bun, bun.
Hurry into Wendy's and try the new jalapeno popper chicken duo today.
Well, back here at Mount Union Stadium, we're about to begin. It'll be the Purple Raiders receiving the opening kickoff against the Marietta Pioneers. Here's the weather. A beautiful spring day here in Alliance. Actually, it feels like fall, so I guess that fits. 39 degrees and a 10-mile-an-hour wind, and it's going north to south. So we're used to wind, definitely, in Mount Union Stadium, and typically it does go north to south, and that's the way it's going to be this time, as the Purple Raiders will be heading toward the north goal, so they'll be going into the wind to begin this ball game. Marietta, as we mentioned, a much improved. This is not your grandfather's Marietta team. They have really put together good offense, good balanced offense, and very solid defense, as we mentioned in the open. And they're definitely going to have their hands full for sure with this Mount Union offense, which has just been awesome in these first 2 spring games, Jeff.
A real opportunity, I think, for Marietta to see where they're at program-wise. You come into Mount Union and win. I don't care if it's April or not. That's a signature win, something you can really build on in 4 months when you start the next football season.
That's right. And, of course, you know, beating Baldwin Walls, that got everybody's attention when they beat the Yellow Jackets in their first game. And then they dropped one to John Carroll, but they were in that game against John Carroll as well. So take nothing for granted in the OAC. As we get underway, here's Jeff Shreve.
Logan Allward, the senior from Middletown, gets us started. He'll put this one about a yard deep into the end zone, and Mount Union will return. Nothing up the middle, and headed out toward the far sideline, and finally out of bounds for Mount Union is Eric Pride. Now you talk about the weather. You need to touch on the sunshine. We're looking right at it. We're facing.
Yeah, you know, I don't think to wear a ball cap. I was wearing a stocking cap today, and then ball cap would have come in handy because the sun is setting over the covered stands here at Mount Union Stadium, and we still have a little bit of time. Fortunately, the shadows have come out onto the field, so the yard lines are pretty well demarcated.
Braxton Plunk, 13 touchdowns, no interceptions. Great start to this season, and he'll go right to the air on 1st and 10, deep over the middle. It is tipped and incomplete. Try to hook up with Derek Harvey, the senior from Akron Buchtel. 2nd down 10, and the coverage pretty good.
Yeah, it really was. In fact, it was double coverage on Harvey as Plunk again was able to put the ball in the air 50-some times against John Carroll and showing pass here. Now, don't forget, you know, it's easy to get all caught up in these receivers for Mount Union, but Josh Petroselli is quite the running back, and wouldn't be surprised to see him a little more involved this week.
Plunk on 2nd down, hit as he throws, and that one is a little too tall and incomplete.
Now, that time he was intending it for Jaden Manley. Manley looked like he got behind the secondary, but a little bit too much on that one. And again, the wind is a factor. You know, the both quarterbacks, I think, are going to have to get accustomed to throwing either north or south. There's Plunk's numbers with 58 completions and 84 attempts and 835 yards. It's just been incredible. But so far, 0 for 2 in this one.
Yeah, Mount Union may be changing the play. Plunk looking toward the Purple Raiders sideline, and Petroselli will shift. 2nd down 10. He'll fire near side. That one is caught. Derek Harvey has 1st down yardage near the 40-yard line.
So Harvey's been targeted twice now. Let's take a look at the offense of the Purple Raiders. We mentioned Plunk as the quarterback. And at the running back spot is Petroselli. Receivers are Ruby, Manley, Harvey, and the tight end is Perez. And up front, they go Al House, Milano, Valentine, Fortner, and Craig. 3 of those 5 freshmen on the offensive line.
You got to be all kind of special to start at Mount Union as a freshman.
Yeah, you sure do. But they needed to do that to plug the holes in the offensive line.
Plunk digs out a low snap. Ball is tipped, and Petroselli ends up with it. Tries to hurdle attack, and that didn't go his way. He slammed down at midfield. He'll have 1st down yardage. Mount Union gets the last lap, but a pretty nice tackle nonetheless by Marietta.
Well, this is just a little swing pass to pick up short yardage, and Petroselli turns it into a 1st down, trying to leap the defender, and he pays a big price for doing that.
Tay Pryor, the senior from nearby Glen Oak High School. Now again, a long look to the sideline. This Mount Union offense, Harry, I mean, their first 2 passes incomplete. They don't even blink. 3rd and 10, not a problem. They're very comfortable with what they do. Petroselli gets the call for the first time. He's into Marietta territory with a pickup of about 3.
Well, some teams like to run to set up the pass. In this case, the Raiders passing to set up the run. Let's look at the Marietta defense. Mohammed, Berzonski, Gallagher, and Newberger across the front. They go with Ray, McClure, and Folkert as their linebackers, and the defensive secondary of Quiero, Gordon, Pontius, Hatch, and Pryor.
10 sacks on the year for Marietta, and the 2 ends, Mohammed and Newberger, have 5.5 of them. Here's pressure. Plunk escapes and throws on the run, and that is caught. Wayne Ruby has his name in the books for the first time today.
That was a great job by Plunk, as it looked like he was going to be in for a sack, but managed to sidestep the defender. There you see right there. Rolls to his left. That's a hard throw to make, as it was Newberger who was applying the pressure, and he was able to get around Newberger and get the completion to Ruby.
Movement on the defensive line. Mount Union claims contact. No flag. And now they'll shift. Petroselli looks for the cutback. Not much there. They'll stuff him for about a half a yard, Harry.
Yep, it's been tough going for Petroselli. In fact, it was against John Carroll, too. And that's why the Raiders were putting the ball in the air as often as they did. But I still would anticipate that Petroselli will get his share of carries. There are his numbers. They're certainly nothing to sneeze at. 29 attempts and 181 yards. Hasn't scored a rushing TD yet, though.
Another catch by Ruby. Pick up another 3 yards. You know, Petroselli, really with running backs, it's about your average, and he's north of 6 yards per carry.
Right, exactly. Quick release there by Plunk to hit Ruby on the sideline, but it's still going to be short of the first down.
Plunk again. Down the seam, and that one's broken up. Great defensive play, and a little bit mad at himself. Tay Pryor thought, you know what, if I turned around a little sooner, I could have a pick.
Yeah, I think that, again, throwing into the wind, that ball got hung up a little bit. And Pryor was playing great defense there, and you're right, he probably would like to have had that one back.
4th down, about 5 yards to go. Mount Union will go for it.
Boy, they play with confidence on offense, don't they?
Well, they average over 50 points per game. They have good reason to be comfortable. Another low snap. Good job by Plunk. Slings it over the middle, batted in the air, and that will be intercepted.
Well, that's the first pick. If it goes as a pick, and I guess it will, it'll hold.
Well, it's Pontius who ended up with the ball, but then he's giving that shrugging motion. And it is ruled incomplete, Harry. They're going to take the ball back.
Okay, well,
the original line of scrimmage.
Obviously works out better for Marietta. As we look, ball gets tipped into the air and eventually dropped, apparently. So
Pontius got his hands on it. Petroselli put his hat right on the ball and knocked it loose. So scratch out the interception for Plunk.
And he took a shot on this one, too.
More importantly, Marietta holds, and now they've got an opportunity to move the football down the field behind Ethan Brown, who swings it out to the near side. This is Nate Hinckley, junior from Phoenix. First down yardage to the 45 of Marietta. The Pioneers look like they're going to go without a huddle.
So they'll try to set the tempo. Ethan Brown has been a very good quarterback, Jeff.
Well, consistent, 43%, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions this year. They don't throw it a lot, and they certainly don't throw it deep a lot, but he is very efficient. Now put it on the ground. This is Bryce Agnew. He'll be the lead back today. Sophomore from Berea Mid-Park High School in the Cleveland area. Picks up 3. He'll get you 5.2 yards per carry, Harry, and 3 touchdowns.
Here's the skilled positions for Marietta. Agnew as the running back, the receiver Snyder, Veach, Domer, and Cashaw, the tight end. And up front, they go with Rutherford, Thomas, Turkowski, the center, then Webb and Wallace on the right side.
2nd down, 7. Brown digs out a low snap, pump. He'll throw short, incomplete. That was, I think, for the tight end, Givingo.
Defensively, the Raiders go with Beers, Hill, Lilja, and Jenkins up front. The backers are McMillan, Kovath, and Ford. And in the backfield, we have Britt, Vale, Witter, and Bradley.
And so far, Harry, the Mount Union offense has gotten all the headlines. This defense knows what it's doing.
Yes, they do. They've made the stops when they've needed to.
They dig in now on 3rd and 7 from midfield. Brown with a straight drop. Good pocket. He'll throw, and it is caught very close to a first down.
I think he got it just past the sticks on the reception. That was Nate Hinkling.
So Marietta moves the chains in Mount Union territory at the 45-yard line.
Well, Brown did a nice job of getting rid of that football. Looked like his arm might have even been hit, but he did manage to get it and get it enough for the first down.
First and 10, Brown. Put his tight end in motion once again. Agnew tries to bounce it outside. He does bounce it outside, and he has about 9 yards on first down. Eli Beers had the penetration, but Agnew was able to sidestep him and get to the sideline.
Take another look as they stretch it out. Agnew decides to take it outside, and he does get some good blocking and picks up the 9 yards. Agnew with some nice numbers, 171 yards and 33 carries and 3 touchdowns.
A very manageable second down and a yard. Agnew, first down yardage. Knocked down just shy of the 30-yard line.
Well, so far, good balance by the Pioneers. That's what we expected on offense, and they are executing. Agnew again took that step to the right as though he was going to go into the line and then cut it back and picked up good yardage.
Now look at this formation.
Thank goodness they shifted out of it.
I don't know what to call that. Brown with time. That's over the middle, and he hooks up with the tight end for a gain of about 4 yards. It's Gage Giovengo, senior from Benwood, West Virginia. Going through the roster, I was like, wow, they have a lot of guys from West Virginia. And I thought, well, it's a couple of miles.
Yeah, exactly.
But they do, they do recruit that northern West Virginia area very well.
They do.
Second down, 6. Agnew. Stretched out by Mount Union. They didn't close the deal, and Agnew is headed to the end zone. They're going to wave him out of bounds, I think. I didn't see a signal for a touchdown.
No, I didn't either, and it looks like they're congregating at about the 25-yard line. He came out of a bunch of purple jersey would-be tacklers and managed the sideline, but there was a flag that we didn't see, and they're going to say it was holding against the offense.
Second down.
Well, the first penalty of the evening is a costly one for Marietta.
Now let's meet the officials. Tony Moldovan is the referee. Brent Brown, the umpire. The others are Zink, Jasinski, Kozma, Vizengardi, and Clark. Familiar names because they had the John Carroll Mount Union game last time we televised.
Well, second down, about 13 yards. And a fumbled snap by Brown. He does the best thing by hopping on it. He'll lose yardage again back to the 43-yard line. Well, had he tried to pick that up, it would have been a mess.
Yeah, it sure would have been. He did the right thing, no doubt about that. Sahir was right there in case he decided to do something other than what he did. And now it's 3rd and long. So they go from pretty much scoring a touchdown to 3rd and long.
Yeah, this is adversity at its highest right now. Brown, the sophomore quarterback from Dublin Kaufman High School in the Columbus area. He will swing it out to Agnew. One man to beat, slips him, and he is dropped around the 40-yard line for a modest gain. It'll be 4th down and about 19 yards. Sorry.
Well, that's pretty tall order, and you would have to think that they're going to try to pin the Raiders with a punt here. As the little flip out to Agnew. Agnew's going to be a handful for the Raiders this evening, I believe. Good effort.
Haley Sprague is the punter for the Pioneers, standing at his own 45. And he will try to pin this deep. It bounces once, saved in, and down. See where they mark the ball. It'll be well inside the 5-yard line, so mission accomplished for Marietta. You see them really celebrating on the sideline. Harry, you get on the bus, you come down to Mount Union. I know you're coming off a big win, but this is a measuring stick for every team that plays at Mount Union. You stop the best offense in the league. You almost scored a touchdown, should have, and now you've got them pinned deep.
Well, you're doing what you're supposed to do, for sure.
Now, the discussion is there is a penalty marker at the 48.
Well, if this one goes against Marietta, they'll have to re-kick, I would imagine.
Personal foul. Defense number 99, jumping the shield of the protection. 15-yard penalty, 1st down Marietta.
Whoa. Pretty serious stuff there.
So jumping the shield, there are rules to protect on a punt play, especially the center who has his head down.
Right.
And they broke one of those rules in between the tackles.
So it results in an automatic, because 15 yards wouldn't have been enough.
No, it is an automatic first down.
It's an automatic first down and gives Marietta new life.
So Pioneers back to work on the 25-yard line. Another bobbled snap, and Brown saw that thing unfolding. It was designed to go to Agnew, but Brown could tell that he wasn't going anywhere, so he just kept it and went down for a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, that bobbled snap really broke up the play, as Matt Lilja was there to wrap him up.
Really a good job by Brown. He could see Lilja was there, and Agnew would have been blindsided. Good idea to keep the ball. Second down, 13. Agnew tries the near side. And he is upended by Jesse Vale in the neighborhood of the 25-yard line.
Vale made the stop. Raiders were coming on the blitz from the left side, and the play went away from the blitz, so this looked like it had some possibilities, but Vale made a nice defensive effort there.
Go back to a 3rd and long situation. Marietta's kicker is Logan Allward. He is 1 of 3 in field goals. It was a 34-yarder. Brown on 3rd and 10 over the middle. That is caught. And down inside the 20-yard line to the 19. We'll be shy of the first down. I think it's Cashaw, the tight end.
I think the Pioneers are bringing a field goal unit on.
It is Allward, and this will be 36 yards. Certainly makeable.
And he's kicking with the wind.
Good snap and hold. It is on the way, and it is good. Both teams have had the ball once. Marietta's been able to score.
Yeah, so Pioneers take the lead. So with 3:32 remaining in the first, it's Marietta 3, Mount Union nothing. Back after this.
Without all the different scholarships that I have, I wouldn't be able to go to a private school like this. Mount Union offers a lot of different types of scholarships for different types of people. That has lifted a huge burden off of me, which allowed me to be able to come here. I chose Mount Union because there's a lot of opportunity for one-on-one time with the professors who really work with you to help improve and grow and achieve new things. Because I felt like I was able to connect with the professors, I really felt like this was the place for me to be.
Well, back here at Mount Union Stadium, the Marietta Pioneers take the lead over Mount Union. Raiders got the opening kickoff, but could not get anywhere. And Marietta took the ball, marched down, looked like they were going to punt and pin Mount Union deep, but a penalty kept the drive alive, and the Pioneers salvaged 3 points out of the deal.
Forward again. Well, near the goal line. And here's the return by Mount Union, and he is stopped well shy of the 20-yard line.
So the Raiders will put it in play, but Marietta has to feel pretty good about the way this first quarter has gone. And now hoping that they can keep the Raiders at bay on Mount's second possession here.
The 15-yard line, 1st and 10. Petroselli.
Nowhere to go.
Nope.
Off the bottom of the pile for the Pioneers, that was Vic Giovengo, who we talked about in the open. Petroselli trying the left side, but they've got that nicely defensed. And
they're feeling pretty good about themselves, are the Pioneers. Not very often Mount Union gets shut out in a period of football in their own yard. Plonk swings it. This might be a fumble. Petroselli grabs it. He's dumped out of bounds, and they will wave it as an incomplete pass.
Alertly, though, because the whistle was a little bit late, Petroselli went chasing that one down because it was borderline as to whether that was a.
They're only going to feel as an incomplete pass. 3rd down.
That goes backwards. It can be a lateral, which would have made it a fumble, but the official ruled it was not a backward pass. So 3rd and 10.
So Mount having a little trouble getting untracked here offensively. Need to fall into a rhythm.
Plonk. Screen. Wayne Ruby. Correction, Harvey is out of bounds over the 25. No, it is Wayne Ruby.
Ruby just coming across the middle on a very short route, and it's enough for the 1st down. Clutch 3rd down conversion there for Mount Union.
And not a surprise, they needed a clutch play. They looked for Wayne Ruby.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we talked about Marietta's defense, and they're a defense-minded team. And so far, they've been up to the task.
Plunk in the pocket. Here's a deep ball. It is caught.
Oh, nice catch. That was Gillard.
Ulis Gillard sets Mount Union up 1st and 10 at the Pioneer 38.
We've pronounced his name a number of different ways, but it is Gillard, and boy, did he make a catch there.
You catch it like that, they'll remember your name.
They will remember his name before he's done. He's outstanding.
Senior from Orlando, Florida, sets Mount Union up at the 38. Plunk fakes, fires. This is Harvey weaving over the middle of the field, close to another Mount Union 1st down.
Well, you know that rhythm we were just referencing that they needed to find? They have found it. And it was a long pass and catch by Gillard that really got things going.
It is 1st down yardage. 27-yard line. Braxton Plunk, the sophomore quarterback. Over the middle. Gillard again. Might be 1st down again.
Now they're covering everything deep. They don't want to get burned deep, so what do the Raiders do? They just slide one of the receivers across the middle. We saw Wayne Ruby do that earlier in this drive, and now this is Gillard doing the same thing.
Well, you'd be foolish not to try to erase Wayne Ruby. Had 16 catches last week.
Exactly.
But the depth of Mount Union starting to float to the surface here.
Yeah, we haven't heard too much from Manley yet either, and he's another guy that is a weapon. Tight end, also a possibility. Even Petroselli catches balls out of the backfield.
Plunk looks over the middle. That's caught, and it's a Mount Union touchdown. Guess who? Shaden Manley. Right on call.
That was perfect. That was just a beauty. Right across the middle, deep, and into the end zone. Watch Plunk. Quick release here. And Manley got himself open on the post.
Piccirillo, sophomore from Findlay Van Buren High School. There's a bobble on the snap. And the try for point fails. Leaving it Mount Union 6 and Marietta 3 with 23 seconds left in the period. And
well,
you know, we're playing football in April. Why wouldn't it be an odd game?
I was just going to say it's spring football, and those are the kinds of mistakes you hope to avoid. But they are indeed costly in tight games. High snap, and he just couldn't. He bobbled and couldn't get the ball down for Piccirillo, who has been very reliable in the first two games.
Piccirillo is 14 of 14 in extra points. Didn't get a chance to put a leg on that one.
Holder is Ryan Hopridge, who's also the punter for Mount Union. Typically, a Mount Union punter needs to have another job.
That's one of the boringest jobs, I think, in any sport anywhere.
Well, you get into those playoff contests, though, and every man on the roster is going to be contributing for sure.
Right, and you see that late in the playoffs and that time of year. Mount Union's had some really good punters who we didn't know were really good until December. So Piccirillo will get a chance to kick this one. High and short, fielded on the run at the 21-yard line. And I think that's Hinckley who took it around the right side. Pretty good field position for Marietta to start this drive. So the Pioneers had the ball for quite a long time, scored a touchdown, had it called back, punted, had it called back, ended up with a field goal. Yeah, 36-yard field goal to take the lead, and Mount Union answered. And started that last Mount Union drive, not spectacular, but as you said, Harry, they found a rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. And now you're hoping that your defense can feed off what the offense just did and stop the Pioneers and then get things rolling. But it's been a competitive first quarter for sure.
No, Ethan Brown and the Pioneers will start at their own 30-yard line. Agnew finds another hole, breaks a tackle, breaks another one, has a first down to the 41-yard line. That was all Agnew right there. Bryce Agnew, the sophomore from Brook Park.
Well, the Raiders are going to have to realize he's not going to go down as easily as some running backs might. He really keeps those legs churning. He's built close to the ground. Look at him bounce off that tackle. And even here, he manages to pick up 3 yards, slipping the ankle tackle. Well, we've reached the end of the first quarter, Jeff, and our score is Mount Union 6, Marietta 3. Back with the second quarter after this.
We all have something in common. 206 things, actually. And we at Cleveland Clinic care about every single one of them. From the tip of your finger to a brand new hip. Ohio's best orthopedic care will keep you going while keeping you safe. For every break and breakthrough, for every bone and joint. For every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic. Get the care you need when and where you need it. Visit clevelandclinic.org/access.
6-0 Mount Union after 1 quarter of play. Or 6-3, I should say, after 1 quarter of play. And the Pioneers will start 1st and 10.
And whistles.
False start. Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty, first down.
I'm happy to report that the sun, within the next 3 minutes, I think, will probably be behind the covered stands. I know that doesn't affect the viewers or anybody else who cares, but
everybody in the press box can't wait.
That's right.
First down 15. Brown will fake. Here's a swing out to Hinckley, and that doesn't go anywhere. In fact, it's an incomplete pass. Malik Britt got in there and knocked it away for Mount Union.
Well, once Hinckley bobbled, it was probably best that it hit the ground because Britt was right there, and he's got 2 interceptions this season as it is.
Well, if you looked at the stats in the first period, Harry, you'd swear Mount Union was clobbering them. They have 125 yards to 54 for Marietta. Mount Union 4 rushing yards in the first period.
Just 2 possessions, though. So Marietta's done a great job of ball possession.
Second down long. Brown calls his own number, and he'll get a pair.
A nice fake there. Agnew was dead to rights if he would have had the ball, but Brown wisely pulled it away from him, and he didn't do real well, but he did a lot better than what would have happened with Agnew, because Ford was there for Mount Union to take care of Agnew.
A chance for the Mount Union defense to get off the field here on 3rd and 13. Brown, quick hitter. That's the tight end, Givengo. And he's upended immediately by McMillan.
Now the Raiders will give that one up on 3rd down. It's well short of the sticks and will require the punting unit to come out from Marietta. Or they're going to rule that was incomplete, apparently. Yeah, okay, it hit the ground after he got tackled, and they ruled it incomplete, so it's 4th and long.
Bailey Sprague on to punt it away for the Pioneers.
Good camera work there, guys. Managed to see that ball squirt out of there.
Fair catch called for and made.
Mesher with the fair catch.
Daniel Mesher with the fair catch. Mount Union has the ball at their own 29-yard line. Good defensive series by Mount Union, Harry. This Marietta team can move the ball, but they're not the type of team that can get behind the sticks like that to give up a sack or a penalty.
That's right.
That really affects them more than some other offensive teams.
Well, their first drive was what you need if you're Marietta. Just nice and fluid, balanced attack, everything clicking. But you're right, when they have penalties, that's tougher for them to make up the yardage of the penalties than, say, a Mount Union offense.
Pioneers doing what they do best, defense right here, down by a field goal at Mount Union. Petroselli will try the right side, gets a good block at a first down, and he's belted out of bounds near the 44-yard line. First and 10.
Just a matter of time. Petroselli getting a long gainer, because you can't keep him corralled for an entire game. Good job by the right side there.
Yeah, they pulled John Valentine, the center, 73. He really had the crucial block there, junior from Ashland.
He's the veteran of the offensive line.
Blunk gives to Petroselli again, not the same result. Melton was waiting on him there for no gain.
Melton wasn't alone, but he did lead the charge.
There's a good look at Malik Melton, sophomore from Dallas, Georgia.
And just nowhere for Petroselli to go there.
You know, it's not often Petroselli leads with the shoulder and gets that result. Nice job by Melton. Braxton Plunk. Plenty of time here. Down the right side, it is underthrown a bit, and Ruby may have come up with it.
They ruled incomplete, but boy, he made it look good.
Yeah, he sold it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Plunk puts this one up for Ruby, and it did bounce into his arms. Good short hop there.
So 3rd down, about 10.5 yards. If Marietta dials anything special up here defensively. Been able to get to Plunk as he's throwing a few times, but they haven't wrapped him up as of yet.
No, they've made him feel uncomfortable back there.
Plunk, short drop, far side, pile up of bodies, the ball sails incomplete.
Well, I think what happened, Ruby tried to make the cut, and feet went out from under him, so there wasn't anybody there to catch it.
Here comes Mount Union's punt team.
So Marietta defense, again, feeling pretty good about themselves. Well, you see, there's nobody to throw it to because feet got tangled up on the play as Ruby was supposed to run an out pattern, but couldn't get there.
Uprich will hit it at around the 30-yard line. And a backpedaling catch by Austin Beach. And he is forced out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Marietta has the ball down by a field goal, Harry. They've got a long way to go.
Well, they do, and this was good on the part of the punt unit, which pins Marietta deep. We mentioned the fact that this is not the kind of team that likes to be in these situations. Brown 6 for 8 for 33 yards so far. He's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Yeah,
He's not going to.
you
doesn't
mentioned
throw for
efficiency.
400 yards.
Yeah, efficiency, and that's what he's been doing.
Throw it to the right guy. Don't throw it to the other team. Couple of fakes, and he'll throw on the run, and he'll be knocked down. That may be a safety.
No, they're not. He's going to say no. Referee Moldovan immediately shook his head no, but boy, is that questionable. I thought they had him for the safety.
Eli Beers wrapped him up, and it was awfully close.
Brown didn't see Beers coming. That knee and the ball landed in the end zone. That was a gift to not be a safety. And this one might not be a safety either, or is it?
That is a safety.
Okay.
2 more for Mount Union.
Well, the first one was, and they made sure that the second one also was, I guess.
Well, the Purple Raiders starting to gather a little momentum. A real good look from our end zone camera.
So it's Agnew on the carry, and they cannot even rule forward progress there across the goal line. Great job by Mount.
I'm starting to see some of those defensive adjustments Mount Union is famous for. So now 8-3. Well, baseball had its opening day yesterday. This is a baseball score.
Exactly. So good job there by the defense. And with the score, 8-3 Mount Union, 11:26 left in the half. We'll be back after this.
Do you have an old car, truck, or van taking up space in your home? You can call the number below today and donate it to the United Breast Cancer Foundation to help save a life. Our qualified personnel will go to your home to pick it up completely free of charge. Donating your old truck or SUV helps pay for the programs available to women affected by breast cancer who need your help. Please help us to help others. Call now.
Caleb Dedelim gives Mount Union an 8-3 lead with a safety. Free kick by Sprague. And Derek Harvey will give it a try. Nice move. Hits him the 40 to the 44-yard line.
So good field position for the Raider offense. Defense did its part, helping the offense out. And now let's see if Mount can get something going here. 5-point lead with 11:19 to go in the half.
This is one of those patented Mount Union moments, though, right?
Yeah, it is.
Where they go right down and score in years past and really take over the first half of this game.
I'd be interested, and it wouldn't be hard to figure this out, just take a calculator, but second quarter has been kind to Mount Union during the Mount Union dynasty, if you will.
Petroselli close to a first down. Second down, 1.
Nice to get the ground game going. Petroselli with his second nice run of 9 yards plus.
Second and 1 is really tough to defend against this squad. Petroselli, I don't think he got it.
No, he didn't. Boy, the middle of that Marietta line has been really tough going. When Mount has picked up the yardage on the run, it's been to the outside. They're really doing a great job up front.
And you know, and they're not that big.
No, they aren't.
I mean, Kyle Gallagher's having a nice half, 237-pound defensive tackle in college. That's pretty light. Petroselli again with his head down.
He got the first down, but it wasn't easy. I think Mount's determined that they're going to run this football up the middle, even though Marietta's determined the other way.
Well, when your head coach is a former offensive lineman.
That's right.
Well, the whole season, Harry, is a really interesting dynamic. You already chronicled the fact that there are 3 freshmen starting on the offensive line. They've given Petroselli enough room to get 28 yards in the first half, but Plunk will step away and go down. Looked like he was able to slip away, but a nice one-on-one play by Newberger. His 5th sack of the season.
Stepped up in the pocket as though he was going to be able to get away, but Newberger made sure that he did not. And Marietta's been bringing the pressure. Plunk hasn't, like as I mentioned, he hasn't necessarily felt very comfortable back there on many of his throws.
Great one-on-one tackle. You don't have 5 sacks in 2.5 games by missing the quarterback.
Right.
You get there, you seal the deal. Drake Newberger, junior from Norwalk. Second down, 16 yards to go. Plunk looks right, looks left. He's on the run again. He's hit as he throws, and that is incomplete. Trying to hook up with Manley, and again, he had pressure. Chance Knight was there. And McClure, the linebacker, in the quarterback's face.
Again, Plunk doesn't have time. He looks to his right, doesn't see his man. Wanted to look to his left, but he had Pioneers in his face and couldn't do much about it except scramble to his left and then throws a really tough pass that goes incomplete.
3rd and long from just inside Marietta territory. And Plunk again will set up the screen to Harvey. Breaks a tackle, first down.
That was a nice play by Harvey. Even better was the play call, because Marietta was bringing people, and that opened things up for Harvey across the middle. Plunk just able to dump it to him. Now watch, it doesn't look like Harvey can get the first down, but he breaks that tackle and goes out of bounds in front of the front stick.
Well, Harvey and Tay Pryor have had a battle going on all day, both physically and verbally.
Yeah, there's a little John going on down there. Harvey now 2 catches. Oh, that would have been his 3rd. Right on.
Plunk with a sidearm toss to Wygant, the tight end. He'll pick up a few yards inside the 30.
So yeah, we've talked about these skilled receivers, the wide receivers, and they also can feature the tight end. Wygant there was obviously just slipping out into the flat and picked up good first down yardage. Little side armor to him.
Plunk has shown the ability to create. Again, he gets blasted as he lets that one go. incomplete, intended for Manley. More penetration again. I think it was Gallagher who reached out to the quarterback that time.
Yeah, that was interesting because they had slipped Ruby out into the flat. Everybody went for Ruby, and that left Manley open. But the pass just overthrown.
Well, Braxton Plunk is 6'1", 180. And he has really taken some shots.
He has. But Marietta, probably of the other two opponents, Muskingum and John Carroll, I think Marietta's applied the most pressure of the three opponents that Mount has faced. We mentioned their defense in the open, and I think they're for real.
Blitz is on, and Plunk will go down again. Huge play for Marietta. It was Newberger again, I think, Harry, and that's 2 today, 6 on the year.
And Mount's going to punt it away.
He was totally unaccounted for.
Yeah, Plunk with absolutely no chance. He saw Newberger coming untouched from the left side and tried to step up, but couldn't do it. And Mount, with the 4th and long here at the 35, is choosing to pin Marietta deep. That worked pretty well the last time.
Hopprich
is going for the corner.
Backspin on it. It is caught near the 1-yard line and
carried in.
Carried in for a touchback. Marietta ball, 7:03 left to play in the first half.
So Malik Britt on that play made the really fine catch, but his momentum took him into the end zone. He caught it at about the 1. But then found himself in the end zone before he knew it.
Well, I don't know how many people thought we'd have an 8-3 game here with midway through the second period.
I think Marietta was hoping it would be like
you know what? They couldn't have asked for a better start. They have a chance with a nice drive here. Take the lead maybe heading into halftime.
Brown's going to keep it himself there, huh?
Not sure if that was a design play. He got a pair of yards.
Officials are having to do a little bit of talking themselves to keep the players from getting a little carried away.
Just a little spring football.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of pent-up something or other going on here, huh?
Second down and long. Agnew goes back to work, and McMillan fills the hole and drops into the turf for Mount Union. That'll force a third down at about 7, Harry. And again, this is not what Marietta does best.
Yeah, third and 3, maybe 3rd and 2. Actually, they don't even like to get the third down.
Yeah, their offense is 1st and 10, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 3,
right.
First down.
Mount showing blitz.
Trips off to Brown's right. He's looking in that direction. Fires incomplete, misread.
Yeah,
by the intended receiver.
Ford had dropped back to cover that intended receiver, who's Cashaw, senior tight end. But the pass was behind him, and Pioneers found themselves in that 3rd and about 7, and now they're going to have to punt it away. And Mount should get good field position. Now, interestingly, the wind has pretty much died down. As the sun has gone down, the wind has died down.
Mesher back to accept the punt by Sprague. High floater, Mesher sneaks up on it, makes a fair catch at the Mount Union 48. Still plenty of time for Mount Union, 5:25, and you know their mission.
Well, again, they want to try to get back in that groove that they were in the drive that resulted in the touchdown.
Well, one good thing is that Marietta's defense is back on the field again if you're Mount Union, right?
Yeah, tire them out.
Mount Union scored a touchdown, had a bad snap on the extra point, and they added a safety. That's how they arrived at 8 points. Braxton Plunk will keep it himself. He'll get near midfield. Gain of 2. Plunk doesn't run it all that much. In fact, he's averaging minus 16.5 yards per carry. Negative. Or sacks all.
They've been sacks. But he, you know, on the read option, again, more times than not, if you were keeping percentages, he's going to hand it off to Petroselli. But that occasional Plunk run should be a surprise.
I would hand it to Petroselli as much as possible. They'll swing it to him this time. He'll work his way to the Marietta 45-yard line, sets up third down, I should say.
Well, they said his knee touched at the 45, did not get a good spot there.
4.5.
This is a big third down play.
Marietta digs in. They need to get off the field here. Plunk. Time. Incomplete. Threw it behind Ruby. Ruby had plenty of yardage and a first down easily. That one a bit behind him, and now a decision for Jeff Dart. 4th and 3.
Mountain players want to go for it.
Well, players always want to go for it.
And they're lined up to go for it quickly.
Marietta needs to make sure they don't jump here. Shifting on the defensive line. Plunk gets the play from the Mount Union sideline. 4th and 3. Plunk. Quick pitch. It is incomplete, and Marietta takes over.
Ball looked like it actually slipped out of Plunk's hands. And he ended up throwing it just a little bit behind Ruby, and Mount taking the chance will turn it over. Let's see what that does to Marietta's offense. There's that little flip, and Ruby just couldn't come up with it. Threw it low, but too low.
Marietta 1st and 10 at their own 45. They have 4:14 left. 3 timeouts remaining.
Time is not a factor here, I don't think. In fact, Marietta, if they're going to score, they'd probably like to take as much time off that clock as possible.
Score on the final play of the half, and they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Right.
Here comes Agnew. Mount Union has other ideas. Mason McMillan met him there. They'll give him progress to the 44. It's still a loss of a yard. 2nd down, 11.
Now, when your offense is struggling, you want your defense to come up big, and that's what Mount had going here on the first play from scrimmage for Marietta.
Millen stood him up, and Sahir finished him. Boy, Sahir, he's out there to hit things.
Oh, he's a great player.
Hinckley, the receiver in motion. Brown looks that way. He'll throw. Hinckley has it.
Short gain.
Wardell Ford knocked him down shy of midfield.
Again, Marietta's trying to go to the outside as well, but Mount doing a great job there. Ford all over the intended receiver, Hinckley.
Big play here, 3rd and 6. 2 tight ends to the right. Brown, Agnew trying to set up the blocks into Mount Union territory, trying to push the pile. He won't get there. Body's diving in. We may have a loose ball. We haven't had a whistle yet.
Boy, he came very close, though. What effort by Agnew.
Couldn't tell if that was a fumble or they were just, he wasn't down yet.
No, he wasn't. He wrapped both hands around and he kept pushing the pile. Now it's 4th and 1, and now Marietta at the 46 is going to go for it.
Why not? Clock winding and approaching 2 minutes.
Now, the way Agnew has run, like you said, why not?
4th and 1. They have 20 seconds to snap the ball, and Ethan Brown makes sure everybody's on the same page. Brown will hang on to it. First down, Marietta, as he tumbles over the 45 to the 43.
Well, everybody in the park thought that it was going to be Agnew, including the Raider defense. And Brown making a nice play there, tucking it into his belly and pulling it out and picking up the first down.
Clock is now running. Coming up on a minute and a half. Marietta right now taking their time. They seems to be a lot of discussion.
Well, again, with the timeouts that they have, they don't have to rush.
They'll send Agnew as a flanker to the near side. Empty backfield for Brown. Sets up, fires it over the middle. It's incomplete. It was almost intercepted. McMillan had a look at it.
Yeah, they were going for the tight end, Giovenco, on that deep pattern, and it went off his fingertips, but you're right, he kind of threw it into a crowd. A couple Raiders were around him, but it's fortunate for Marietta that it fell incomplete.
Stops the clock with 1:11. Brown with time. Now he'll roll. Hangs on to it and scoots out of bounds at the 41. Stops the clock with 1:02 remaining in the half.
So he got positive yardage, but it is 3rd and that 8 yards that Marietta sometimes struggles with on 3rd down.
Now they went for it on 4th down for midfield. You think they might be in 2-down territory here again?
I think so. Just the way they're playing, the way their defense is playing, they're playing.
And you're on the road to Mount Union, and it's April, Harry. Roll the dice.
Yeah, you aren't going to be too conservative, I don't think. Depends on what happens here. If they pick up positive yardage and don't quite make it, they'll go for it.
Brown will run. Nice play by Mount Union to wrap him up. Josh Jones, the sophomore from Twinsburg. No gain.
Well, now it's 4th and 9. Really tempting to go for it here, but the wiser choice might be to try to pin Mount Union deep with 40 seconds and the clock running.
Mount Union's explosive offense and 3 timeouts of their own.
They're going to let that clock keep on running, and then they may choose to punt it away.
They can run it down to about 13 seconds. 14. And
with 1 second on the play clock, they call time.
13 seconds left to play in the first half. We'll be back.
The major is very busy. I love it though. One of the main reasons was because Mount Union had a very flexible program, and I looked at a lot of these other big schools. I really liked the one-on-one interaction with the professors that I was able to get. Every single class requires at least one major presentation. I'm not only learning how to do the actual engineering and the math, but I'm also learning how to take those results and actually translate them into something that's able to be read by a CEO. So it wasn't just a science approach to engineering, it was very well-rounded.
Well, you know, at halftime, you'll want to stay with us. Nice video on all the great facilities here at Mount Union. What's really kind of neat about the facilities, too, as far as football is concerned, is a lot of the former players have been contributors to the cause. And you'll see, as Mount Union football goes, the facilities among the finest in the land as far as Division III is concerned.
4th down 9. Pioneers have the offense on the field. Brown over the middle. That is caught, and a fumble, and Mount Union has the ball on the return, and a great block Jesse Vale has Mount Union down to the 45-yard line.
Well, the clock went to 0, but I have a feeling there's a second left.
Whistles all over the place. We have a Pioneer down at the point of that great block. He got blindsided.
So we have the completion, the fumble, the return, and whether there's actual time left on the clock or not is debatable. As Vale picks up the fumble, returns it. Marietta's leaving the field, but I think referee Moldovan is saying there's a second left. That's what I saw too, by the way. I thought there was about 1 second
Rolling
left on the clock.
field is a completed catch, fumbled, recovered by Mount Union. Game clock operator, please put 2 seconds on the clock.
2
please.
seconds.
2 seconds. First down.
Andy Waddle not happy.
I mean, it was the case. There was definitely time on the clock, whether it was 2 seconds or 1 second, I'm not sure, but it will give Mount a chance for a Hail Mary type of play if they choose to do that at the 45-yard line.
With their weapons, I don't know why not.
And Marietta, who's had half of their team in the locker room, is going to call a timeout.
Marietta.
They had to. Jalen Carroll Gordon wasn't anywhere to be found, and they finally grabbed him, and he ran back out there and then turned around and didn't know what the play was, and they finally burned a timeout with 2 seconds left.
You know, again, this halftime segment, which is going to show you the facilities, and again, without giving anything away, there one of the facilities, among the first facilities that was named for the donor, if you will, was the Wable Harder building. And of course, Ken Wable, the longtime coach of Mount Union prior to Larry Karras, Steve Harder, who was a 2-time All-American. He was an All-American in football, and he was an All-American in wrestling. And he may be, I believe this is right, the only two-sport All-American in Mount Union history.
One of the best.
Now living down in Houston, Texas.
Petroselli looking for room and forced out of bounds, and that puts the wraps on a very interesting half of football. Not quite. It got some penalty markers, extracurriculars over there, and
well, Petroselli got nailed as he went out of bounds, and then there was a lot of jawing going on.
Well, hold on. Again, they're keeping everybody from going to the locker room, I think.
Well, they're heading that way, but the officials are huddled at the 35-yard line. I think this is going to be dead ball.
That must be the case. The coaches are allowing the players to go to the locker room.
After the play, a sportsmanlike conduct, Mount Union number 1. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the second off. That's the end of the first half.
Okay. You heard it
the
first.
close on a rather extraordinary half of football here at Mount Union Stadium. The Purple Raiders a touchdown, missed the extra point. They added a safety. Pioneers kick a field goal. All adds up to 8-3 Mount Union at the half.
Careful, your regular old can opener leaves razor sharp edges. Ouch! You need the new Safety Can Express. Now you can pop the top off and leave perfectly smooth edges on the lid and the can. Other openers use blades to cut through the lid, leaving razor sharp edges. Safety Can Express actually unseals the lid from the side, leaving smooth, safe edges. Safety Can works on broken pop-top cans, dented cans, big heavy cans, small odd-shaped cans too. No more sharp steel when Safety Can breaks the seal. Call and get the new Safety Can Express for just $29.99. But wait, call now and you can double your order. Just pay a separate fee. We'll even ship it to you fast and free. This offer is not available on Amazon. Call now.
Call 1-800-990-8819 or visit safetycanexpress.com. So call 1-800-990-8819 now.
Hello, my name is Jeff Dart. I'm the head football coach at the University of Mount Union. Myself and our staff are going to show you around the football facilities here on campus. We've been so fortunate to have great support from our alumni. And first and foremost, I want to talk about our brand new Dom and Karen Capers Coaching Center. Coach Capers and his family have been so loyal in the support of Mount Union and helping us develop as coaches and as players. Some of the highlights of the Capers building, the wow factor from a recruiting standpoint, as we have young men visit our campus with their families, is second to none. The large team meeting room where we are able to meet as one. The coaches' offices allow us to meet with our individual position groups. The biggest thing that it gives to us is our ability to evaluate recruits, evaluate tape, meet, and really put together great plans in terms of execution of our game plan or in recruiting. The technology in the facility is outstanding and really on the cutting edge. We're very fortunate to have someone like Coach Capers continue to build into Mount Union.
My name's Daryl Ely. I'm the defensive coordinator and cornerback coach. I played here from 2005 to 2008. I would like to thank Don and Karen Capers for a generous donation for this building. I like the space that we have for our players to meet and watch film. It also doubles for our structured study program and having study tables. When I was playing here, we had to reserve classrooms to watch film. You had to schedule around classes. There's a class in there you couldn't watch film. What we have the opportunity to do now is watch film with our guys and then go straight out to the practice field. One of the ideas behind this building was have a facility where we can have a meeting with our full team, and then it also can split into two, where we can split offense and defense, and then we can go into 4 rooms where we can split into smaller groups for meetings with our players. We're very thankful to have a facility that reflects the success and the tradition of our football program.
My name is Sean Collins. I'm an assistant football coach here at the University of Mount Union. I played here from 2012 to 2015, graduated with my master's degree in 2019. Mount Union Stadium is one of the best in Division III college football. We have a tremendous game day environment. We have a tremendous amount of support, not only from the students and the faculty, but also the community and Alliance as well. One of the things that makes Mount Union Stadium so special is obviously the history, not only of the athletic teams that have played there, but in the structure itself. Our stadium's an Ohio historical site. It's over 100 years old. It's the oldest college football stadium in the state of Ohio. The press box is a 2-story press box. On the 3rd floor, we've got coaches' booths, radio, TV booths, as well as the Dom Capers suite. That suite has some of the trophies that have been won in the past by previous teams. On the 1st floor, there is also a presidential suite, as well as the controls for the scoreboard, as well as areas for sports information directors, different columnists, different sports writers that cover our sporting events. We have a state-of-the-art video board that makes the experience for the fans second to none. It features some game replays as well as in-game statistics. Our season ticket holders love the covered stands. In Alliance, it's truly one of the hardest tickets to get. Mount Union alumni have not only been successful on the field, but after their playing careers as well. So many of those successful alumni have donated to our program to allow us to have outstanding facilities.
Hi, my name is Brooks Jenkins. I coach defensive line here at the University of Mount Union. I played football here from 2013 to 2016. Things have came a long way since when I was here as a player out on the practice field. Back when I was here, it was grass, so sometimes those late season playoff practices, when you're getting ready for Stag Bowl, could be rough out there, slipping around, got a lot of mud. Now these players have a great facility where they can have a great surface to run on throughout the year, no matter what weather Northeast Ohio throws at us. Wable Park and Sean Moore Field give us a championship level practice facility. I want to thank 1997 graduate Sean Moore and all of the other Mount Union alumni that gave money to make this practice facility possible.
Hi, I'm Dan Allen. I'm the linebackers coach here. I'm a 2014 graduate of the University of Mount Union. I played linebacker here from 2009 to 2012. My work over in the Gulling Training Center, it's an outstanding facility for getting year-round work in. We do a really good job partnering with T3, which is a gym out of Avon, Ohio, that handles all of our programming. We do a great job with the racks, and then we have a big turfed area, which is outstanding for getting positional work in year-round as well, for really trying to perfect your craft. We also have 2 film rooms in the Gulling Training Center. It gives us a great opportunity to learn from the film and then go right out onto the turf area and rep it and make sure that we get any corrections that are needed addressed in an immediate fashion. So as you walk into the building, to the right you'll have all of our national championships up on the wall, as well as banners hanging from the rafters. The minute you walk in, you know what the standard is. It's a high expectation. That's exactly how we want it. To champion the standard for a reason. Immediately to the right of the door, we'll have some of our former NFL players. Pierre Garçon, who got drafted by the Indianapolis Colts in the 7th round. Cecil Shorts, who got drafted in the 4th round by the Jacksonville Jaguars, as well as a few others throughout the years. Junior Collins, who's our receivers coach, was on some practice squads, as was our tight ends coach, Kyle Miller. Obviously, you have the ability to put guys on a very consistent basis at the next level. And those guys got developed in the Gulling Training Center just like you would.
Hi, I'm Kevin Burke. I played quarterback here at the University of Mount Union from 2011 to 2014. Currently, I coach the quarterbacks here on staff, along with the other members of our staff. We all went and graduated and played here, which is pretty unique, so I'm really honored to be a part of this program and the staff more specifically. The Gulling Training Facility is not only one of the world-class facilities we have here on campus, it's one of the best facilities in all of Division III, Division II, and some Division I schools. It's a place that a lot of our former players, myself included, really gravitate towards, to saying that that's one of our favorite facilities on campus. Paul Gulling was a receiver here, graduated in 1980, did really, really well in the business world. And he was fortunate enough to do extremely well that he had a great relationship with Mount Union and had such a great time. He donated that money for the facility. We're in Northeast Ohio, and the weather's not always the best, so we get some inclement weather more often than not. So our guys have a space to be able to not have weather be an excuse or a factor in not getting the job done. So we're forever grateful to Paul Gulling and his contributions to this program, not only from a coaching perspective, because he does still help out with the team year in and year out, but from a charitable aspect as well.
My name is Kyle Miller. I'm an assistant football coach here at Mount Union. I played tight end here from 2006 to 2010 and graduated with a degree in physical education and health. Our Wable Harder locker room is one of the premier facilities in all divisions, but especially in Division III. Just the generosity from Coach Wable and Steve Harder has allowed us to be able to provide our athletes with the space and the gear and all the things that they need to be successful and just to enjoy being a student athlete here at Mount Union. When I was here as a student athlete, we were still in the Wable Harder locker room, but it looked completely different. Since then, we've put an addition on with an additional 44 lockers. We've added carpet, signage, and painting, and new lights, and all that kind of stuff, and updated the lockers just so it's cleaner and more open and more comfortable for our athletes. One of the best parts about our locker room is just when you walk in, all of the graphics depicting all of the national championships and great players that have come through here, like Pierre Garçon and Nate Kamick and Coach Karras and his coaching record, and all the former All-Americans, All-OAC players, Gallardi winners, College Football Hall of Famers that you see when you walk in. It's a great motivating factor right before you go play a game or go to practice, to see those guys that have come before us and laid the foundation for Mount Union football. We're one of the few Division III schools that has a Nike contract, and what that does for us is it allows us to outfit our guys with everything that they need to be successful and be comfortable when they go out there on game day, and it's been a huge difference maker for us. We're very happy and excited to be with Nike and to have that relationship with them, but I think the reason that happened is because of the brand of Mount Union football, and when you turn on the Stag Bowl in December, seeing Mount Union in there so many times, it's created a recognizable brand that Nike has seen, and they wanted to be a part of that as well.
My name is Junior Collins. I am an assistant football coach here, and I work with the wide receivers. I played receiver here from 2009 to 2012. Player well-being is very important as an athlete. We do a ton of things here to make sure our guys are ready for the games in terms of prehab, after the game, right? All the bangs and bruises, we want to get those taken care of as well. So we're very fortunate here to have a state-of-the-art athletic training room connected to our Waybo Harder locker room. And in there, the guys can get their treatment that they need on a daily basis, stretching, ice, stem, any of that type of stuff that they would need to better help them in terms of getting ready for a game. It's available to them right away. Attached right to our two-story locker room is a state-of-the-art cold tub. So our guys, they have the access to go in anytime to get their legs refreshed, sit in that cold tank, and get ready and prepared for the next day. Along with the tremendous trainers we have the ability and access to a state-of-the-art pool as well. As part of our recovery program, we'll have the guys get in there and do some pool workouts and do some pool rehab. And I think that's essential for an athlete to have that access and to be able to get their bodies where they need it to be able to perform on game days.
I'm Josh Chorba. I coach the outside linebackers here at Mount Union, and I'm a graduate of 2020. I played here from 2016 to 2019. Being a student at Mount Union is a great experience. It starts with the academics. The professors are great. Campus living at the University of Mount Union is phenomenal. The suite style dorms are great. You get to share your own bathroom with a few other students instead of sharing it with a community. And the townhouses on campus are phenomenal. We have 2 different locations on campus with townhouses on them. The townhouses that are by all the football facilities, a lot of our juniors and seniors live in, which is great because it's a lot shorter of a distance to walk to the football facilities. They have all the essentials you need for living: dryers, washers, full kitchen, living room, 2 full bathrooms. As a football player at Mount Union, you have to have great time management to balance academics and football. The campus community is phenomenal with the football team. They really give our guys a lot of support. Majority of the campus are both in sports and academics, so a lot of people have the same goals and same views in mind, and that helps, at least me as a football player when I was a student here, manage my time better and get good grades while achieving good things on the football field.
We want to thank all the alumni that have been so loyal and committed into their giving to the Mount Union football program. This allows us to build new facilities that help us develop our staff, our players, and continue to build this tradition into the future.
Pain, go away. Now it can go away with Hempana Rocket Relief, the wireless electric stimulation pain relief pen that goes to work immediately. Simply place it where it hurts, then watch as the relaxing currents boost your endorphins and relieve your pain. You can see it work and you can feel it work, relieving pain from sore and aching muscles, even nagging sports injuries in your knees, back, neck, hurting hands, and more. Fast. Call now and get the Hempana Rocket 10's Pain Relief Pen for just $19.99. And when you order today, you'll get our flathead and our single point head, both absolutely free. Order now and you can double the offer. Plus, get our Hempana Pain Relief Cream. Just pay a separate fee and we'll ship it all to you free. This offer is not on Amazon. Order now.
Call 1-800-293-6113. That's 1-800-293-6113. Or visit HempanaRocket.com. So call 1-800-293-6113 now.
Mount Union.
Oh, okay.
Is he going to help, or is he going to?
He's talking. He's trying to talk to you right now.
No, I can't. I can't hear anything. I can't hear myself.
He can't hear himself or anything. It just went dead. All right, just hang loose.
Oh, well, now that. Yeah, but it's shorting. It's shorting out. It's okay. Okay, now it's good. Okay.
Okay.
Well, we're back, and it's 8-3 Mount Union at the half, and what a half it has been as the defenses have dominated. Let's take a look at the stats. Again, the Raiders with 32 total yards rushing to Marietta's 24. Passing, Mount with the big advantage there, 146-41, and then first downs 12-6. Marietta's turned it over once. The penalties are kind of irrelevant. Time of possession about even. So looking at the stats, you would think a little bit bigger gap there for the Raiders, but Marietta's having tough. Got some highlights to show you, most of which I'm sure are defensive. Here is Marietta with a possible pick. That ball ended up landing on the ground and it was incomplete. Marietta did march down the field and got a field goal for their first three. Ruby making, that was Gillard making a great grab there. And here's the touchdown to Manley, the lone touchdown in the game. Mount Union's defense, though, has come up big. There, they almost got the safety. Certainly looked like it was a safety, but here on a give to Agnew, the Raiders do get the safety. And that's pretty much it. The missed extra point. But here's some more offense for you, but they didn't result in scores as Harvey making a nice gain there. Pioneers have been in Plunk's face in the entire first half. Meanwhile, Purple Raiders have played pretty good D. And here is Brown on a reception, a fumble, a return by the Raiders, but it was too late in the half to take advantage of it as far as converting it into points. And there you see it. Those are the highlights. Normally we have a lot more scoring to show you, but such has not been the case here this evening.
Well, I mean, if you're Andy Waddle and you woke up this morning and somebody said you're down 8-3 at the half at Mount Union, he just signed up for that in a heartbeat.
Absolutely, and they're going to get the ball as well to start the third quarter of play, so, you know, they could take the lead.
Their first drive offensively, Marietta moved the ball. In fact, they had a touchdown called off the board due to a penalty, and then Mount Union forced a punt, and another penalty gave them the ball back, and Marietta was able to work it down and get it into field position. Since that time, they really haven't had a sustained drive. Mount Union's made some defensive adjustments, but again, Marietta has had the entire halftime period to make their own adjustments, so this will be a really important drive for them.
Well, you know, the adjustments are important, and they're going to have to adjust a little bit on Brown. Brown's had a pretty good first half, 8 of 12 for 41 yards. And again, he's not the kind of quarterback that's going to put up the big numbers. We've mentioned that a couple of times. He is definitely an efficient quarterback. He runs the offense nicely, and he's got a very sound running back in Agnew. You know, I want to just stand corrected on something I said at the end of the first half, where I mentioned Steve Harder as being the only two-sport All-American. He was the first two-time All-American, but there have been others. Lou Berry's one that comes to mind, football and track. And, thanks to Noah Hiles texting me on that one to correct me, but and there are others, I'm sure. So to say that Steve was the only two-sport All-American, I think would be inaccurate. And I stand corrected, but I'll tell you what, that doesn't diminish the fact that he was an excellent wrestler and an excellent lineman for the Purple Raiders back in the 80s. Okay, set to go. Third quarter action. Here's Jeff.
Piccirillo will kick it off for Mount Union. Marietta return man is at the 20-yard line. And he'll scoot up to about the 21 to gather this one in. And he's got a seam, and he is all the way to midfield. And that's where the Pioneers will scrimmage. 1st and 10. Nate Hinckley sets them up.
Boy, that one almost went. Looked like Lance Mitchell may have gotten an ankle to bring him down.
They will put the ball right at the 50-yard line.
So great field position for the Pioneers. Halftime adjustments. You mentioned it, Jeff, and we'll see what happens here. Both coaches with the opportunities to adjust their respective offenses and defenses.
Well, you see a change right here, a very tight formation, and Agnew will go to work. He's into Mount Union territory, gain of 3 or 4 yards. And everybody within the hash marks. There were no wide receivers. That was old school right there.
Agnew with 37 yards and 10 carries in the first half. He's a hard runner. Boy, we saw it at the end of the half with that one run where he set up a 4th and 1 by just pushing and pushing and pushing, picking up 3 or 4 yards to make it a 4th and short.
Agnew averages just over 85 yards per game in his first 2 games, Harry. So Mount Union has held him, in the first half at least, under his average. Second and 6. Brown with the play action. He's in trouble. Mount Union brought some defensive pressure, and Beers wraps him up for a Mount Union sack back at the 45.
Yeah, play action there. Pioneers wish they had that play back, as Beers wasn't falling for any of the play action. He fought through, as you saw there, and made a direct line to Brown for the sack.
Eli Beers, the junior from Northwest High School in Canal Fulton. 3rd and 15. Marietta has not shown the ability to really recover when they get into a 3rd and long situation like this.
Marietta choosing to call a timeout here.
Marietta.
You know, the way things have worked out this spring, there's a East Division and a West Division, and here's the OAC East as it currently sits, with Mount Union on top at 2-0, John Carroll 2-1, Marietta 1-1, and BW and Muskingum both 0-2. And we should note that next week's scheduled game between Mount Union and BW at BW has been canceled because of COVID protocol by Baldwin Wallace. So that's what you have. You know, they're trying to get these young people to play football.
It's unfortunate, and your heart goes out to them, and whether or not they'll be able to continue beyond next week remains to be seen.
But Marietta still very much in the mix here, very much in the mix in this game.
Down 8-3, but facing 3rd and 15. Brown with time, near side and incomplete.
Well, he had time, but he ran out of time because, again, the Raiders sent some people, and there's a little bit of miscommunication with his receiver, but he did throw it into a safe place and will set up a punting situation for the Pioneers. Brown initially had the time, then he had to kind of sling it out there and into sort of a no man's land. But there was plenty of green to throw to, and Marietta looked like they were going to get something going there on the kickoff return, and now we'll punt it away, presumably.
Sprague, high kick. Mencher is under it. Fair catch made near the 20-yard line. So a great return to midfield by Marietta. Couldn't do anything with it. Mount Union answered defensively.
But they have pinned Mount Union back at the inside their 20-yard line to begin this drive, and let's see what adjustments Mount made offensively, as Marietta pretty much stymied this high-powered Mount Union offense.
Officially the 19-yard line.
Blunk was 12 of 23 for 146 yards and a touchdown.
He'll go right to the air. A quick roll and an incomplete pass. In and out of the hands of Manley.
Now some of this is, again, that pass looked like it might have been a little bit behind him, but there was also pressure on the receiver by the Pioneers, and so Manley couldn't hang on.
This Marietta defensive line will not let you stand in the pocket. You've got to roll and get rid of the ball quickly, and that's one adjustment Mount Union has made. Wayne Ruby sets up the blocks. Forced out of bounds. Good pursuit by Marietta once Ruby was open underneath the coverage.
So the little dump pass across the middle has been working pretty well for the Purple Raiders, but again, the Pioneers able to keep that one to a short yardage gain as Ruby was trying to get to the corner. Couldn't quite get there, and it sets up a 3rd and about 5.
They've gone to that play a handful of times already. It's been wide open. Not a bad investment of time to get Wayne Ruby the ball and let him create. Plunk, blitz, hit as he throws, dumps it out. Petroselli is close to a first down, but great tackling near the 30-yard line. All depends on the spot, and at the 30-yard line, it's good enough for a first down.
Just enough, and boy, that looked like Petroselli was going to get well past that front stick, but Marietta closed quickly. Yet it was just enough, and Plunk does a great job of just flipping the ball out to Petroselli. He had no other choice and picks up a key first down.
When you see this and Petroselli out in the open like that, you're exactly right, Harry. You're thinking, well, big things are about to happen, and Caleb Boyd, the linebacker, just put a stop to it. Petroselli sets up the block. He's on the outside. A flag from deep in the secondary. Petroselli right now has first down yardage, but we'll see what the penalty marker is all about.
Yeah, I think one of the officials may have spotted a hold.
That was a 20-yard penalty flag.
Yep,
in
it
the
is
air.
holding. Yep.
There have been a lot of penalties. And you would think April football there would be.
There were plenty against John Carroll.
So I heard.
Holding, offense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So that one hurt because it was a nice run by Petroselli. As we look at this again. Petroselli able to turn the corner, but all for naught.
First down about 16 or 17. Plunk has some time to look it over, waving everybody down the field, and now down the sideline for Manley, well over his head and incomplete.
What great coverage by Marietta. They dropped a lot of people, and Plunk, who had all day to try to find somebody, just could not find anybody.
This Marietta defense, as advertised.
True. He's waving people down the field. He's trying to direct traffic, but nobody can get away.
He hasn't had any time all day. That time he had all the time he wanted because they only rushed 3.
Right.
Petroselli, nothing doing. Hit as soon as he got his hands on the football. Give that tackle to Muhammad.
It's been tough going for Petroselli. And now that holding penalty, setting up a 3rd and 20 for Mount Union.
Ahmed Muhammad, sophomore from Lakewood. Defensive end. The other defensive end, Newberger, has a pair of sacks. Plunk heaves, tipped away and incomplete.
Great job there by Marietta's defensive back, Kyler Folkert, to knock it away. And those passing lanes just have not been there for Mount Union in this game, as Marietta has done a great job of filling them. That pass was intended for Manley, but not to be.
Oprich is standing at the 5-yard line. Player hustling on late for Marietta. Oprich. A roll to his right, rugby style. He'll chase the return man back to the 35, and he's knocked down immediately. 1st and 10 Marietta, still down 8-3. Marietta took the lead in this game 3-0. Mount Union came back on the ensuing possession, went down and scored a touchdown, but botched the extra point to make it 6-3, and then the Raiders added a safety And we haven't had anything happen points-wise after that. Agnew. Nice hole, nice result. Give him 8 yards.
Just to show you what Marietta's defense has done, that 8 points in the first half by Mount Union, the least amount of points that they've scored in a half since the 2017 Stag Bowl. Interesting.
Agnew again.
Looks like he's going to be about a yard shy.
The Pioneers working quickly with the ground game, 3rd and 1. Brown is waving to the sideline. Ethan Brown, sophomore from Dublin, Ohio. At this point, Harry, if you can even get a field goal if you're Marietta.
Yeah, that's right.
Agnew, first down into Mount Union territory to the 49-yard line, it would appear.
Now they wanted to go a little wider this time because they knew the tackles have been tough to come by, and sure enough, they got the block that they needed, and Agnew picks up the first down.
Mount Union 49-yard line, the spot. Play action for Brown. Deep down the middle. It is incomplete.
Ooh.
Veach laid out for it.
He just couldn't quite catch up to it. He was behind the secondary, and Brown led him just a little bit too much. He decided to go for the downs here. He hit as he threw, and Veach just couldn't come up with it.
Boy, Brown would love to have that one back. Second down, 10. Agnew. Mount Union's there. Eli Beers got to him first.
Yeah.
Cordell Ford was in there as well, and great defensive play by Mount Union. They'll mark the ball at midfield, 3rd down and 11.
Well, Agnew, again, when he tries to go to the middle, he's not going to get very far, especially when you've got Beers and Ford waiting for you. Duke Hill was another guy. There he is right there. Duke Hill was another guy that was in on that.
Third and 11. Hit as he throws, Brown, and it is incomplete.
He had a man there again. Getting behind the secondary was Clay Maston. As the Raiders were blitzing, they caught the Raiders in the blitz, but couldn't make the completion. And there for a minute, it looked like Marietta was thinking about going for it on 4th and 11, but now they do send the punt unit on.
Well, Bailey Sprague, the junior. Nice high punt. Nesher with a quick return to the 20-yard line, and that's where Mount Union will try to get something going offensively. Boy, Marietta, we talked in the pregame, Harry, the real good offense against the real good defense, and so far the defenses have been dominating the game.
They definitely have dominated. And I guess the surprising part is the way Mount Union put the 50s on the board against their previous opponents, Muskingum and John Carroll, and here's Marietta really doing the job against this Mount Union offense.
Braxton Plunk will give it to Petroselli, who tries the right side of that defensive line. He'll get about 5 yards. They'll give him progress to the 25.
You know, the interesting thing is when you've got 3 freshmen on the offensive line, you're looking for a maturation process, which can happen in a 10-game season. But now we're in this abbreviated season, and they've had to grow up and, you know, learn their fundamentals in a very short period of time.
Petroselli tries the right side. There's the cut. 3rd and 1 coming up.
Boy, for a minute there, I thought Petroselli was going to pull up and throw the ball.
He kind of delayed.
Yeah,
he couldn't tell if he was going to throw it or set up the blocks.
He's being very patient here. But no, it was a run all the way. But it does set up an important 3rd and 1.
Good look at Braxton Plunk, sophomore from Plant City, Florida. Petroselli, first down, Mount Union, right up the middle.
Right between the tackles, a tough place to be in this game. But Petroselli picks up the tough yardage. And a fresh set of downs for the Raiders.
At the 33-yard line. Petroselli again. There's nowhere to go. Well, when you get on that side and you don't get around Newberger, bad things happen.
Using the right side of the Raider line almost exclusively. But that one for no gain.
Five and a half left to play in the 3rd. We've had nothing in terms of points here in the 2nd half. Plunk sets up the screen. That is almost intercepted. It went off the hands of the intended receiver, Wayne Ruby, and almost ended up in the hands of a Marietta Pioneer.
Yeah, Ruby got a hand on it, and then Marietta almost went with got the interception as it fell to the ground. Let's take another look. Ruby trying to one-hand it there as the pass thrown a little bit behind him.
Folkert had it floating in front of him but couldn't gather it in. 3rd and 10. Braxton Plunk over the middle. That is Harvey. And Derek Harvey has a Mount Union first down.
Is it a first? Yeah, it is. Right at the sticks. Big 3rd down conversion there. On a 3rd and 10. Just a little flare across the middle.
Really impressed with the way that Marietta tackles.
Yeah.
Real nice one-on-one plays in the 2nd level.
And covers. You know, they're tackling well and they're covering well. The receivers are not getting a lot of separation like they have.
Plunk looks right. He's flushed. Looks to run, does run, and out of bounds at the 45 after a 2-yard gain.
Good pressure there by the Pioneers, forcing Plunk out of the pocket. Took a look downfield, but there wasn't anything there. Got to be impressed with Plunk, though. I mean, he's a sophomore again. You know, it's going to be hard to know what these guys are because this eligibility thing is going to be coming into play. But this is his 2nd year, let's put it that way, and he's really plays like a veteran.
Wayne Ruby, he's into Marietta territory and very close to a first down. Looks like he has it. Ball will be on the 47-yard line. Well, Plunk played a little bit last year behind D'Angelo Fulford, who is a running-type quarterback. It's really a dimension that right now Plunk doesn't bring as far as running the ball like Fulford used to.
That's right. But he's a leader. Yeah, as a team captain in just his 2nd year, that's pretty unusual.
Plunk under pressure, hooks up with Ruby. Another first down at the 30-yard line.
Now that's just knowing where your receiver's going to be, because Plunk did not have a whole lot of time. He was getting pressure, and he took a glance and managed to get it to Ruby, who was wide open, because again, Marietta was trying to get into Plunk's face before he could throw the ball.
Well, and you see the quarterback knows he's going to get hit and throws the ball anyway. That's how guys who are sophomores get to be captains.
That's right.
Because you're committed.
Yeah.
Players appreciate that. Petroselli hit again at the line of scrimmage. Saying that for Petroselli, he usually falls forward.
Yes, he does.
He's usually good for 2 or 3 at the least.
He likes to lower that shoulder. I remember a guy named, or numbered 36, named Commit, who used to kind of enjoy that contact too.
Several thousand yards worth. Plunk on 2nd and 7. Plenty of time. This one will go to the end zone. It is too high and incomplete.
Look at that. 2 people on him, though. That's going to Manley, and good coverage downfield. Plunk was just hoping that Manley could outfight them for the football, because he was not really very open.
Well, sometimes that works out. Sometimes you get a penalty.
Right.
Braxton Plunk, the sophomore, has 14 touchdown passes, no interceptions on the year. He'll roll on 3rd and long. There's a bobble and a catch and first down yardage, it would appear.
That was Manley.
So Jaden Manley.
Manley just does a quick hook there and bobbles the ball, but once he gathers it in, he carries the tackler past the front stick for the first down.
Well, we talked about 3 freshmen on the offensive line. Plunk's a sophomore, but look at those receivers, seniors, juniors. Petroselli, a senior. Here's Plunk to the end zone and a touchdown, Mount Union. Ulyss Gillard, his 2nd of the year, and a huge play for Mount Union as they push it out now to 14-3.
Do have an injured Raider back at the 26-yard line, but
timeout for injury.
Let's look again as Plunk looks, fires, and Gillard is there for the touchdown. Boy, Plunk threw that one a long way, because it was throwing it from the right hash all the way across the field, but Gillard was that wide open.
Well, we say it every year, Harry. You're going to wear 2 and be a receiver in this yard?
You better be good.
Been a lot of guys wear that number here that have been special. We'll step aside as they tend to the injured Mount Union player. 14-3 pending the extra point.
Without all the different scholarships that I have, I wouldn't be able to go to a private school like this. Mount Union offers a lot of different types of scholarships for different types of people. That has lifted a huge burden off of me, which allowed me to be able to come here. I chose Mount Union because there's a lot of opportunity for one-on-one time with the professors who really work with you to help improve and grow and achieve new things. Because I felt like I was able to connect with the professors, I really felt like this was the place for me to be.
Well, Trace Alshouse was the injured Raider, and being helped off under his own power, but a little bit of help there. Good to see him on his feet at least, as Mount Union tries to convert the extra point here.
Piccirillo, 14-14 on the year. The kick is up, it is partially blocked. No good. Well, Mount Union 0 for 2 in the extra point department today. A bad snap, and this one was all Marietta.
Yeah, I think it was deflected there, and then it just went to the right side of the upright. And so it remains an 11-point lead.
Raiders will keep the 6 points gladly. Was it a premium in this game? 14 points late in the third period.
Yeah, normally, you know, Jeff, you and I have done several games together, and normally we're, you know, talking about old times and,
yeah,
you know, what's coming up next and all that. But this one has kept our attention for sure. Certainly gotten the attention of folks watching who were expecting, you know, to tune into the second half and maybe see a few different numbers out there, but that has not been the case in this one. Marietta giving the Raiders all they want.
Nicarillo. A fair catch signaled for by Hinckley, and then he boots it out of bounds, and we'll see where they end up putting the ball.
Well, it's not good. It'll be at about the 17. Everybody was raving about the Mount Union offense because of the 51-15 win over the Muskies and the 52 points scored against John Carroll. Defense wasn't feeling a whole lot of love probably, and here in this game it held the Pioneers to 3 points, and they're being called upon to get the job done here because the offense hasn't been able to move the ball with as much vigor as they did in the first two games.
Oh, this is a pivotal point of the game for both teams. 1:39 left to play. We're in quarter number 3, and Bryce Agnew gets a look. He's over the 20 and breaks a tackle. We've got a penalty marker down as Agnew rumbles to the 28.
Yeah, that hole just seemed a little bit wider than maybe it should have been. This could be holding against Marietta. Well, I guess it's not going to be holding.
It's a personal foul of some sort. They're trying to sort it out.
Personal foul, legal block below the waist, offense number 77. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Joe Rutherford, the left tackle, guilty of a bad block.
So Mount, which has already recorded a safety in this game, has the Pioneers pinned deep.
It has been Agnew the whole way at running back for Marietta. Petroselli, the same duty for Mount Union. Like, that's rare that you don't see either back come out for a series. Petroselli on the sidelines right now as Agnew gets another carry, and he'll get some of that penalty yardage back. But both of them have really been working hard. Yeah, Petroselli, or I should say Agnew, ran into his own man.
Knocked him over, too. I mean, he was determined. He found the opening, about to accelerate, and bang, down goes one of his blockers.
Nate Hinckley, the receiver, never saw him coming.
But good yardage on the carry by Agnew.
Doubt. Well, second down and 7. Brown wants to set up a screen to Agnew, and he had one man to beat and couldn't get it done.
Well, that was a great job by Dettelum. Fought off the block. They had the screen perfectly set up. Watch this open field tackle. Well done.
What you don't see is the fact that if he gets by Dettelum, he's still running. There was no one else over there. Dettelum already has a safety to his credit. He's had a pretty nice afternoon of football.
And Marietta's going to choose to let the clock run out on the third quarter.
We have played 3 quarters at Mount Union Stadium. Purple Raiders 14, Pioneers 3.
We all have something in common. 206 things, actually. And we at Cleveland Clinic care about every single one of them. From the tip of your finger to a brand new hip. Ohio's best orthopedic care will keep you going while keeping you safe. For every break and breakthrough, for every bone and joint, for every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic. Get the care you need when and where you need it. Visit clevelandclinic.org/access.
Now the fourth quarter begins. Marietta with the football, looking at a 3rd down and 8 from its own 20, down 14-3, but still very much in this game.
Ethan Brown looks over the Mount Union front 4. Over the middle, ball was tipped, and Cashaw, the tight end, gathers it in. He'll be shy of the first down.
And now it'll be 4th and about 2. Marietta's thinking about going for it. Ball was tipped, catch made, but short of the sticks by 2 yards, and Pioneers did not send the punt unit on.
Brown from the shotgun, 4th and 2. He's going to keep it. And he is hit, and he's got enough for the first down. He spun off the tackle, saw it coming. Vale was closing, and he was able to spin away and stick the football out for a Marietta first down.
Wow, gutsy call there, but what do? You might as well roll the dice here. Down 14-3, you don't want to give it up again, and 4th and 2, they go for it, get it, and keep the drive alive.
Andy Waddle has shown a lot of confidence in his team.
Yes, he has, and rightfully so.
Fourth quarter just underway, 14-3 Mount Union. Bryce Agnew starts left, and he's caught, and down he goes. Mason McMillan has had a nice night of football. Sophomore from Wadsworth with another big stop for Mount Union.
Boy, Mount's defense, they are coming up big when they need to. Agnew nowhere to go. He's had a very fine night as a runner, but Mount swarming on that first down play.
And again, Marietta losing yardage on first down. 2nd down, 14. Brown looks right, lobs toward the sideline. That one is out of bounds. Cashaw, the tight end, was the intended receiver, but that was well into the Mount Union bench. Yeah, now 3rd down, 14.
Airmailed that one, and he had a lot of green there to throw to, and there were a couple of Purple Raiders in the vicinity, so he wisely hurled it out of bounds. Yeah, the Raiders hold here, and you have to believe Marietta's got to punt the ball, unlike when they were 4th and 2.
We've only had the one turnover in this game here, and it was like the next to last play of the half. It really didn't amount to anything. A real nice time for Mount Union to take it away here. 3rd and 14. Here's Brown. Swings it out to Agnew. Makes a nice catch, and he is forced out of bounds. And shy again.
Yeah, it's going to be short, but the one official started to wave the marker crew on, but he's going to be a yard short, and again, they're going to go for it.
Fourth and 1.
Last time it was a fake to Agnew and a run by Brown. This time Mount Union is going to call timeout.
Mount Union.
So 14-3 our score, 12:21 remaining fourth quarter. We'll be back after this.
This is a national healthcare alert from the 24/7 Diabetic Health Hotline.
If you, a family member, or a loved one has diabetes, listen closely. Now, regardless of your age, if you have insurance, you may qualify to receive diabetic testing supplies with little to no out-of-pocket cost. Get free delivery, free information, and all the paperwork is handled by our accredited suppliers for free. Call the 24/7 Diabetic Health Hotline now for details. Toll free at this number.
Now back at Mount Union Stadium, Jeff Dart wanting to get the defense together. Looked like they were kind of shuffling people in and out. Now they can settle in and try to stop this Pioneer attack. This will be the second 4th down conversion attempt of this drive.
2-0 Mount Union, 1-1 Marietta. Issues still in the balance. Early in the 4th, the penalty markers look like Marietta may have jumped.
False start, offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty.
Well, the idea there was to get Mount Union to jump, and the Pioneers jumped, and now the punt unit is going to come out. There's the flinch. You saw it. The Raiders pointing it out. Didn't need to be pointed out. It was pretty obvious.
The punt. Mesher signaling for the fair catch, and he grabs the football near the 38.
Well, there's still plenty of time. 12:15 remaining. Mount up by 11. And I don't know that the Purple Raiders know how to be conservative, so I don't expect that to be happening.
No. Well, if you score again, pretty much done, right?
You would think so.
Real important series for this Marietta defense. Had a really good game. Braxton Plunk. Start from his own 38. Here's a swing pass, defended very, very well.
Yeah, you need blocking out there to make that one go. Ruby made the catch, but it's tough to block 3 guys who were out there for Marietta defending on the play. They had it well read. This team has executed very well.
And they've done a real nice job on Wayne Ruby. We talked about it quite a bit. 16 catches a week ago. He's been pretty quiet by comparison today, and that one's incomplete.
That one was supposed to go to Harvey. So 2 quick plays, still 11:37 remaining, and Mount's facing a 3rd and 10.5.
You throw 2 incomplete passes,
you
don't use up any time.
Yeah, that's right. Did I say 10.5? It's got to be 10, doesn't it?
Harvey in motion, Plunk, clean pocket, down the middle, incomplete, and a penalty marker down.
Yeah, Harvey was asking for that flag. He was held up on the play. Plunk unloaded it to him, and I think this is going to definitely be marked off 15 yards from the line of scrimmage for interference.
Holding defense number 10. 10-yard penalty.
That makes it a 10-yard penalty,
first
but it is an automatic first down. So a fresh set of downs for Mount Union.
Right around midfield, the linebacker grabbed him. And that will advance the ball to a point just shy of Mount Union's 48-yard line. 1st and 10. And a low snap and whistles on the snap. I think it was just a clock issue.
Yeah, this is like one of those do-overs.
Well, it was the play clock that wasn't right, but they had already snapped the ball, so I'm not sure what difference that made, but. And Petroselli runs right into Kyle Gallagher, and that usually doesn't end up to your advantage. Senior tackle from Chesterland.
No gain on that one. Well, Marietta's defended the run very well. They defended the pass pretty well, too.
Yeah, their front four has been really tight. Clock running, under 11 minutes. Plunk wants to throw, does throw. It is incomplete. Again, tried to hook up with Ruby. That one was a little late, and the defender was able to cross in front of him.
Yeah, I think it was Hatch who might have even gotten a hand on it. Nonetheless, it's an incomplete pass and sets up a 3rd and 10.
Quite a few people have made their trip up from Marietta. Trying to spur on the defense here. They need the ball back. 3rd and 10. Plunk with time. Over the middle, too tall and incomplete. That's off the hand of Ruby again. It's 4th down.
That's going to send the punt unit out for Mount Union now. We're playing field position games here in the 4th quarter.
Real nice protection, and that off the left hand of Ruby. There's been a handful of balls, no pun intended, that have gone off of his hand and up in the air, and
who knows what can happen then, right?
Fortunately for Mount Union, they're finding the turf. Plunk has yet to throw an interception this year. He almost had one in the first half.
Yeah, he did. We thought it was an interception, in fact, and did hit the turf.
Hopprich. And the fair catch made at the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 Marietta. 10.5 left to play. And
a flag as a result of some jawing that was going on, pushing and shoving. And this one might be one of those personal fouls both ways, but Mount looks like they were, across the hash toward the Marietta bench and could go against Mount Union. Personal foul, Mount Union, and that's it.
Well, a dead ball foul, they'll add 15. Fair catch was made at the 19-yard line. It's not the first episode of that we've had tonight.
True. First flag of that nature, though.
They had a bit of a dust-up on the last play of the first half. A penalty on Mount Union.
Oh, that's right. That was assessed on the kickoff. That's correct. So, Marietta with better field position now at the 34 as a result of that penalty.
Can they take advantage of it?
If they do, we're going to have quite a finish.
Ethan Brown, sophomore quarterback. Gives to Agnew, starts to his right, cuts it back, gets back to the line of scrimmage. And a handful of Purple Raiders deck him there.
He is tough to bring down. Great second and third effort from Agnew tonight. Looks like Ford's got him wrapped up there, but he gets out of that, and it takes about 5 Raiders to bring him down. You know, those numbers don't reflect how hard he has run. 18 carries for 64 yards.
And to my knowledge, he hasn't had a break. He's been out there for every snap. Brown, 5 seconds to snap. Over the middle, it is intercepted. Mason McMillan, the linebacker for Mount Union, he has put together a real nice night for Mount Union, and a turnover at just the right time.
Boy, they needed to create the turnover, and they got it. McMillan stepping in front of the receiver, cutting off the lane. Brown apparently didn't see him, And McMillan with a great grab. Good coverage by the Purple Raiders just in general, but McMillan made a nice catch.
You know, he had one earlier, Harry, that he had in his sights, but it was just over his head. He made a leap for it. He's done a nice job in coverage. And now the Purple Raiders with the ball back, 9:36 left to play. Plunk wants it all. Wayne Ruby, he's got it. 6 more for Mount Union.
Well, they answered. The defense got the turnover and the offense responded.
You simply cannot turn the ball over and then hang your head. Mount Union will make you pay.
Plunk just wound up and fired. And Ruby was there.
A lot of air under that, and let Wayne Ruby make a play. It's exactly what he did. Piccirillo. See if Mount Union can put an extra point on the board. It is up.
Nope.
Make them 0 for 3. It's just been a wacky night, hasn't it?
It has. That one was just missed. It hit the upright and came back. So with 9:29 left in the fourth, Mount 20, Marietta 3 back after this.
Being a triple major is very busy. I love it though. One of the main reasons was because Mount Union had a very flexible program, and I looked at a lot of these other big schools. I really liked the one-on-one interaction with the professors that I was able to get. Every single class requires at least one major presentation. I'm not only learning how to do the actual engineering and the math, but I'm also learning how to take those results and actually translate them into something that's able to be read by a CEO. So it wasn't just a science approach to engineering, it was very well-rounded.
Well, Jeff Dart, in just his third game as a head coach, he has had his hands full with this Marietta Pioneer bunch, but the Raiders have responded, and they lead it now 20-3 with 9:29 left in the fourth quarter.
Thomas Piccirillo, sophomore from Findlay, does the kicking for Mount Union. Return again by Hinckley. Forced out into the Mount Union bench. 9:24 left to play in this one, and now it's really important for Marietta to get some points.
Well, this is tougher for them, obviously, because this is a team that they don't necessarily hit the home run ball. They like to efficiently move the football using their very fine running back in Agnew, and quarterback Brown, certainly capable, but they will tend to want to march the football. Now they're forced to score with a little more haste, down by 17.
Ethan Brown starts from his own 27. Agnew gets to the 29. Dedalum and Vale for Mount Union.
I've heard those names a few times tonight. Like, really have to give hats off to the defense in this one. And this is what championship football is all about. When the offense is not producing at its usual level, the defense has to come up. And likewise, when the defense lets down, the offense has to pick them up. And that's what's happened here tonight with Mount Union. It's just, whoops.
Well, Mount Union saying there was movement on that line again.
And there was.
Another glitch for the Pioneers. Push it back to the 25-yard line. Second down and about 12 yards to go. Brown moving his tight end. Steps up in the pocket. He'll hit Agnew. Turns upfield to the 35. They just find a lot of creative ways to get Bryce Agnew the ball.
Yeah, they do, and rightfully so. I mean, Agnew is in great shape. He's taken a lot of hits, but he's dished out some punishment as well.
Back to Agnew, no gain.
Now that time might have gone to him one too many times. Cordell Ford was waiting for him.
Lost a yard, 4th and 3. I think they're going to punt, Harry.
Yeah. It would appear to be the case.
Daniel Mesher will position himself at the Mount Union 30.
Cordell Ford from Massillon, one of the captains on this team. He's had a good night.
There's a real nice punt. Mesher backpedals and makes the fair catch at the 24-yard line.
You know, there have been some good kick returns. Haven't been many punt returns. Both punters getting the ball up in the air and good hang times. You know, this series with Marietta goes back a ways. 49-8-1. Mount Union has the advantage. And they've won the last 40, I believe.
That's not bad. They still only play once a year, right?
Yeah.
Well, not this year.
No, that's right. And this is such an unusual year, but it's great that we're here.
We'll be doing this again in 5 months.
That's right.
Plunk sets up a screen.
That's an unusual screen, but Wygant was the receiver on that play, but he had to kind of flow along with Plunk to the left to be the receiver. I'm not sure he was the primary receiver even. Kind of a little hook shot. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So we got Plunk throwing the ball sidearm like Kent Tekulve, who, by the way, went to Marietta.
That's right,
he also, you know, has fired the ball from, and he's got that little hook shot too now.
Petroselli may have the first down. It looks like they'll mark it at the 35, and that will be first and 10.
A couple flags too.
Markers are down about 5 yards behind that.
We've already seen a preliminary signal of holding. There it is, holding against Mount. (20-3) with 6:40 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
This was 8-3 at the half.
Yeah, exactly. Not what too many people expected, except maybe the Pioneers. Maybe they were confident coming into this one.
They've got my attention.
Yeah, they did.
I'm sure Jeff Dart has not overlooked them. He didn't overlook them this week, and he certainly won't when the next season rolls around.
Nice grab there by Harvey.
So 3rd down and 8 coming up. Mount Union approaching 6 minutes. Once again, there will be no game next week.
Right.
Mount Union's game at Baldwin-Wallace, or Mount Union's game at Baldwin-Wallace has been canceled. There may be an opportunity to play a game, but that remains to be seen. But the game at Baldwin-Wallace will not happen. First down yardage for the Purple Raiders. Again, it's Harvey.
Harvey working that Mount Union sideline there and gets 2 key passes to keep the drive going, keep the clock running. Yeah, the reason for that is, of course, Baldwin-Wallace with the COVID protocol had to cancel the game, but there are still a couple of teams that could play Mount Union if things would work out, but it's
part
still
of the
little bit of a long shot.
Yeah, but part of the odd situation we have here that, you know, you can't really do that during a normal football season. Incomplete pass for Ruby.
And good coverage, as again, they've gone to that Mount Union sideline the last 3 times, and the Pioneers are waiting. Have to believe that maybe, just maybe, they'll do an out and down, which would result in a longer pass. And getting behind the secondary because the secondary is starting to creep up a little bit.
2nd and 10. Petroselli with a big hole. First down.
Or just run the ball, right?
Spread it out. 1st and 10, Mount Union. Chance to run a couple more minutes off the clock.
Petroselli lowers that shoulder and picks up just enough. You know, he's had 3 runs that I can recall that are right around the 10-yard mark, 9 or 10 yards. Otherwise, pretty good job by Marietta of keeping him in check.
But how nice to have a guy like him when you're in this situation. You want to get the 5 minutes off the clock.
Right.
Here he is again.
And they were waiting for him.
Chance Knight, freshman from Bridgeport, Ohio.
Well, that's the thing. You look at this Marietta roster, and if you're thinking the future, you know, Agnew, sophomore. Brown, sophomore. Hinckley, junior. Veach, junior.
Newberger graduating. He's a junior.
Yeah, he's a junior. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just assuming that anybody who's a junior would be back.
Plunk with time. Slings it over the middle. That's caught. First down, Mount Union.
Yeah, that
Wayne
was
Ruby. Well, Mount Union's got so many weapons.
Well, you know, we mentioned short sideline, short sideline, short sideline. What's he do? He runs a post across the middle, and look at the yardage he gobbles up as a result. That time he was open.
I'll tell you what, and these Mount Union receivers, not shy about going over the middle. I mean, there's Ruby. He can't tell what's behind him. He's reaching up for that ball, really in a compromising position. You've got to have a degree of bravery to do that. Another completion to the 30-yard line. And again, it's Harvey. Such an interesting, you know, we've talked about this April football, and it's so great that these guys get to play, but you know, from a coaching standpoint, you're looking at this, especially if you're Jeff Dart. You just got here.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
what
as a head coach, he's been here, but
yeah, what a way to start your career, right?
Yeah,
as,
I mean,
as a head
that's,
coach. But I'm sure he's just happy to be playing another team other than, you know, watching his team scrimmage against themselves.
Petroselli picks up another yard. But the point is, you've got the real football season 4 months away, right?
Right.
You start in August. So
that's right.
I think you approach this whole thing a little differently, right? You're going to look at players differently, and you're going to try different things. And
Ruby with 9 catches for 129 yards and a touchdown. It's been a little quieter than he was.
And by the way, that's an off night for Wayne Ruby. Right?
That's a good point.
What happened, Wayne? Marietta happened.
Yeah, they did.
Pretty good.
Mount's just letting that play clock run down, and now they will call a timeout. 3rd and 6, 2:11 remaining in the 4th quarter. Well, this is going to go down as a W, but it, you know, that 20-3 score, if it stays that way, doesn't reflect how tight this game was.
Well, no, they're going 12-0, beating them in the second half, but Marietta had this thing close for.
Yes, they did.
2.5 quarters.
Something to build on if you're,
no doubt,
Coach Waddle and the Marietta program. Meanwhile, Mount Union will, you know, we don't know whether they'll play next week, but the following week would be the crossover game where they would play the lead team of the other division, which looks like it would be either Ohio Northern or Heidelberg at this point.
You can't even be sure where that game would be, right?
Right.
It's still up in the air. You got to think if Mount Union wins tonight, it'll be here. but Mount Union would be 3-0, Harry, in first place.
That would put them in first. So I think the first place against the first place would be played at the east site. So it's 1, 3, and 5 play at the east site, 2 and 4 play at the west site.
And Mount Union's in the east.
Mount Union's in the east, and they will be in first after this game, assuming it stays the way it is. Which at this point, it would take something short of a miracle for that not to happen. So.
Nice night for Braxton Plunk. He throws on the sideline. That's a fantastic play over there by Harvey. He's that guy. Harvey's that guy that you need the first down. He's the guy.
Yeah, well, he has been. That's right. And he makes a nice tiptoe catch there, keeping those feet in. He only needs to keep one in, and I think he managed to keep them both in. So Harvey's had a nice night.
Well, and all of his catches tonight have had results. They've been a first down.
Right.
You know, he hasn't scored, but he's kept drives alive. Made great catches on third down.
So by going out of bounds, the clock stopped. Mount keep it on the ground.
Petroselli's going to put some points on the board. You can run time or you can score. Go ahead and score. Well, touchdown, Mount Union.
Well, you had. Well, now there's a discussion back at the 20-yard line. Did I see a flag? I didn't see a flag.
No.
Well, there was a flag, and it's holding against Mount Union. So take that one off the board. I was about to say that they got a rushing touchdown here, but to go along with the 3 passing touchdowns. Nice job. Good footwork there by Petroselli, but it's coming back.
And the last 3 flags I've not been able to see.
Well, they get thrown over there. There's an area on Mount Union Stadium for night games where the reflection it's really hard to see the yard markers, and then as a result, it's hard to see the flags too.
Petroselli again, right up the middle. Will slip below a minute next time Mount Union snaps it.
One of the few times when going between the tackles has been available. And again, neither team, Marietta would be the team that would possibly stop the clock, but they're figuring that the lead is enough that they, or did they stop it now?
Timeout Mount Union.
No, Mount called timeout.
34 seconds left in this one. Give you time to break down the East and West divisions again for those of us who.
Well, we certainly could talk about it, but it has been. I mean, they had to do something, and again, back I can remember. I'm old enough to remember the old OAC when there were 14 teams in the OAC, and there was red and blue. Yeah. They had the red and blue divisions because they didn't want to designate it according to geography. But you know, with this situation, they had to try to get a 5-game schedule together, and so they decided to divide them up by East and West. So there you see that graphic. Next game, Friday, April 16th, division crossover game. It'll be 1 versus 1 in this case. And Plunk is going to take the knee to run out the clock. They won't set the ball down until, yeah, well, they don't have to run another play, I guess, at this point, right?
I don't believe so. 10 seconds left. And this one.
Well, this was one of the lowest scoring affairs that we have seen at Mount Union Stadium in quite some time.
Jeff Dart is 3-0. He'll remember the third one. It wasn't easy.
It was not easy.
Final score, Mount Union 20, Marietta 3. Back to wrap it up in a moment.
Pain, go away. Now it can go away with Himvana Rocket Relief, the wireless electric stimulation pain relief pen that goes to work immediately. Simply place it where it hurts, then watch as the relaxing currents boost your endorphins and relieve your pain. You can see it work and you can feel it work, relieving pain from sore and aching muscles, even nagging sports injuries in your knees, back, neck, hurting hands, and more. Fast. Call now and get the Himvana Rocket 10's Pain Relief Pen for just $19.99. And when you order today, you'll get our flathead and our single point head, both absolutely free. Order now when you can double offer. Plus, get our Himvana Pain Relief Cream. Just pay a separate fee and we'll ship it all to you free. This offer is not on Amazon. Order now.
Call 1-800-293-6113. That's 1-800-293-6113. Or visit HimvanaRocket.com. So call 1-800-293-6113 now.
Do you have an old car, truck, or van taking up space in your home? You can call the number below today and donate it to the United Breast Cancer Foundation to help save a life. Our qualified personnel will go to your home to pick it up completely free of charge. Donating your old truck or SUV helps pay for the programs available to women affected by breast cancer who need your help. Please help us to help others. Call now.
Time to make your disappointing breakfast your X-Fist, because Wendy's has your new breakfast love. With a fresh cracked egg on every sandwich and crispy oven-baked bacon, you'll be telling everybody about the new breakfast you're seeing at Wendy's. Hurry in for the breakfast of your dreams today. Wendy's new jalapeno popper chicken sandwich and salad prove Wendy's goes all in on flavor. Unlike...
we put a bun inside the sandwich. Bun, bun, bun.
Hurry into Wendy's and try the new jalapeno popper chicken duo today.
Mount Union wins it 20-3. Score maybe not indicative of what a struggle this was for Mount Union. This was an 8-3 game at the half. Harry Marietta led 3-0 in the first half, and Mount Union really had to bring the defense together before the offense got cooking.
Well, they really did. This was a complete game for Mount. I mean, they really did have to dial it up defensively, and their offense, even though by Mount Union standards doesn't look great, you look at these statistics and it's pretty impressive, really. Total yards passing, 327 for Mount to 69 for Marietta. Yards rushing, well, that's under Mount's usual, 60 yards net rushing, but that's as much a tribute to Marietta as anything else. Pioneers had 47 yards rushing. Mount had 25 first downs to Marietta's 8. Marietta turned it over twice. Penalties were, each team penalized 6 times. Mount for 75 yards, Marietta for 49. And time of possession, Mount with the advantage there slightly, 32-14 to 27-46. Most of the highlights that we have are defensive highlights to show you, as hats off to the defenses in this game. First, for Mount Union, they did record a safety as Dettelin was able to get Agnew in the end zone for the safety. And then they just were all over the Marietta offense. And here was a nice play by Vale, who picks up the fumble, and that was near the end of the half, so it didn't result in anything. Beers got a sack. He had a great game. As you see Beers again in on that gang tackle. And here's Agnew again trying to get some running room, but he gets hemmed in by all kinds of Raiders. And here is the pick. Nice pick there by McMillan. And Ford had an excellent game as well defensively, one of the captains of this team from Massillon. So there you see the final. It's Mount Union 20 and Marietta 3. So our thanks to you, Jeff. Thanks for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, always good to do the game with you. And our thanks to Lenny Reich, our sports information director at Mount Union. Also for image video directed by Dean Marini, doing their usual great job back in the truck and on the cameras. I'm Harry Paytas saying so long, everybody, from Alliance.